She's trying to. Good. Is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it going to work? You're going to hear my dog barking. She's trying to get her boyfriend from across the way to come over and say hi to her. He's a big lab Great Dane mix, and she's always out barking for him to show up. So, good morning. Happy Monday, 4th of July week. Kind of a down week for everybody or for most people. So at the end of last week, we talked about the monkey mind, and we talked about how to try to control that and to understand that everybody has it. Everybody's got the monkey mind or the little mind. And the message really resonated with people, which I'm grateful for. So how do we think about controlling that when our thoughts start to take over for ourselves? How is it that we start to control that stuff? Well, the way that we think is by asking questions. And the way that you can tell that that is true is because you just asked yourself a question. You just said, is that true or is that not true? And that's how you think. So the way that we control our thinking is to control the questions that we ask ourselves. When the monkey mind takes over, when the little mind takes over and starts saying you're not good enough, and because of this, you're going to fail, and because of that, you're not going to be loved, and blah, 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 and all the crap that the monkey mind says, we need to control our thoughts by asking intentional questions. I'm a huge fan of priming. You've heard me talk about that before. It's something that I do every morning. I rarely miss because it starts your day off with your mind going in the right direction. And you do that by doing a series of questions. And morning questions are incredibly powerful. To start out every morning with questions like, what am I grateful for? And how does that make me feel? And truly feel the feelings. Who do I love? And who loves me? And how does that make me feel? What can I be excited about? And if your brain says nothing, then you can say, what could I be excited about if I wanted to? And how does that make me feel? One of the best ways as you head into a Monday, if you're working today, or whatever it is you're doing, is to ask yourself the question, what's my outcome? And to start to get into the pattern and the habit of asking that question all the time. What's my outcome? Because how many times do we get wrapped up in doing something and we really, if somebody were to stop us and say, why are you doing this? We'd say, we really don't know. Maybe it's a conversation, a lot of times like a fight with a spouse, where you get into a fight and you really don't know what it is that you're fighting about, but you know that you have to win. Or a conversation with a friend or a coworker, so that all of a sudden just spins and goes on a completely different direction. Well, what happened in that situation? Well, people didn't go in there with their outcome in mind. Stephen Covey in his 7 Habits talks about start with the end in mind. And one of the first step to the ultimate success formula for those of us from Tony Robbins land is to, number one, know your outcome. Know what it is that you want. And we remember this when we think about big things. How much money do we want to make? What does our career want to be? What's our legacy? All of those things. But we don't think about that when it comes to little stuff. Simple things like, you're going to have a phone conversation with a sister or a brother or a spouse or a child, or you're going over to a friend's house, or you're going over to a family member's house, to simply ask yourself, what's my outcome? What's my outcome from this? And it might be something simple. My outcome is to just connect and be present. My outcome is to show them how much I care about them. My outcome is to listen and make sure that I'm attentive as to where they are in their life. If you set those intentions, it is amazing how the monkey mind isn't going to take over. Because now you've told your mind what it is that you want to think about and what you're going to focus on. And where focus goes, energy flows. So as we focus on those particular things, now all of a sudden, now you're going to leave that situation feeling much more like you created the outcome that you were looking for. You're going to feel a lot more fulfilled. You're going to feel happy that you did what it is that you set out there to do, or at least you tried. And all of that is going to make it so that confidence gets higher, the monkey mind gets quieter. As your confidence gets higher, what happens? You're going to take more action. More action is going to breed more outcomes. The outcomes, if you think about it, what it is that you really want to accomplish, are going to create more outcomes that you're looking for, and then it's going to start to perpetuate and become momentum. Momentum is started with energy, and it started with intention. It starts with the physical body, but it started with intention of, What is it that I really want to create? What are the outcomes that I want to have? So today, my wife and I, we did a walk, and then we're going to go up and we're going to see the Brewers play the Cubs up in it's not Miller Park anymore, whatever it is. Somebody else bought it. So that sounds like, oh, well, it's just a relaxing day. It is just a relaxing day, but I'm still going to ask myself, what's my outcome? What's my outcome on the drive up? What's my outcome on the drive back? What's my outcome while I'm there? To sit and enjoy the game. Okay, well, what else? Well, to connect with my significant other. Well, how would I do that? Well, think about the ways that I can connect so that I connected with her love language and do those things. And on the way up, on the way back, we're probably going to do something more than just sit there. We'll probably listen to a podcast. We'll probably listen to something. So again, it's going to be more intentional. As a result, we're going to create more of the outcomes that we're looking for. Start to get yourself into this pattern of asking yourself, what's my outcome on a very regular basis? Live the life that is intentioned. Design your own life. Don't become part of somebody else's plan for theirs. And the way that you do that is by asking yourself, what is it that I want? We can be in a boat with no oars heading down the river and then be 10 feet from the waterfall and go, oh, goodness, I wish I would have, I wish I should have. Or you can plan. And little things become big things. So even though it sounds like a little thing, at least asking the question of what's my outcome. Maybe we don't want to listen to a podcast today. Maybe we want to listen to the top 400 albums, and that's what we want to do, and we just want to talk and connect. Okay, fine. At least we asked the question. And so we know, okay, well, maybe tomorrow we'll listen to a podcast on a particular topic. We like to listen to Keith Cunningham a lot when we drive. So maybe we'll decide not to do that today. But the real issue is, at least we made a decision as to what our outcomes were going to be. And when you do that on a regular basis, the monkey mind's going to go away. So start your day with those morning questions. I cannot exaggerate that enough. I cannot say enough of how important that is and the impact that it's going to have. Priming, you can find Tony's priming on his website. You can also find it on YouTube. You can find the morning questions. If you want, drop something in the chat. I'll be happy to give you the morning questions. But every time you're on your way to do something, you should get into the habit of asking yourself the question of what's my outcome, and it's going to create an intentional life, which is really what you want. Live the life that's directed. Live the life that's intentional to creating the outcomes that you're looking for. Live the life that's determined. Design your own. Don't become part of somebody else's plan for theirs. Mr. Jehovah, Elaine, good morning. Great to see you. Dolly, good morning. My great uncle Bill, who's on here. Lillard, oh my goodness, it's so great to see you. Elaine is back on there. Teresa, good morning. Julie, so honored to have you hop on. Vicky, it's nice to see you the other day. Miss Moss, great to see you. And Diane, great to see all you guys. Honored that everybody hops on. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other. Have a great